This is all for the Empire. To get rid of the enemies who pose a threat to the Emperor and the Empire's people. There is no other reason for the existence of the Imperial Guard. The Earth of the future where technology had developed significantly, however, this did not mean hope for humanity. Due to the unending war caused by lack of resources, Earth continued to be destroyed, and humanity kept expanding into other planets. In the end, life on Earth ended due to an invasion by unknown alien species. However, the survivors of humanity wandered through space and end up finding a planet similar to Earth after a long journey. Humanity decided to call this new planet Novus, meaning / new home, / they sent out the coordinates of this new home to all of space. With this, all humans who had been scattered throughout space began gathering at Novus. The Bellato Federation where countless alien species are mixed amongst the Earthlings. The Accretion Empire that possesses a powerful army of soldiers with machinated physiques. The Holy Korite Alliance with priests who possess force energy as well as mental fortitude. However, there were finite resources even on Novus. As a result, humanity, once again, prepared for a war to monopolize resources. Accretion Empire Accretia Machination Lab, you're next. You've got bad luck. You're gonna be subject to a lot of comparisons. This is where you're supposed to show His Majesty what you're capable of, so do not forget that this is a very important day for you trainees. Accretia Imperial Guard Commander Hamilas Castoria. We'll see who's the unlucky one. Accretia Imperial Guard Trainee Luca. Did you say your name was Luca? You better live up to my expectations. I will. I need to be at least capable of dodging and blocking bullets. It's a necessary skill in order to become an official part of the Imperial Guards. I have completed all the simulation training in the most extreme situations. I am a soldier in training of the Imperial Guards with heightened spatial awareness thanks to the senses and perception reinforcement procedure. The opponents are 5 death row inmates with cheap cybernetic equipment. That should only take me 10 seconds. Huh. However, this is an opportunity for me to make a good impression on the Emperor. I need to do something noteworthy. Could I do that? I have never done it before, but I must make it happen here. I need to heighten my senses to the maximum. I did it. I surpassed my limits. That should raise my value. I didn't think you would use ballistic trajectory control. It shouldn't be in the curriculum yet. I just copied a guy who went before me. That guy was from a renowned household. He was already taught the curriculum in advance. He's different from someone like you, who's from an orphanage. I like you. I'll give you a gift. A gift? You're not fazed at all. You must have done great on your pain tolerance training, Luca. I like you, I'm glad. It's an eye I would have taken out eventually anyway. I would like to request for an eye that has the feature to predict trajectories. I'm number 12, Eilei. I wanted to talk to you, number 32, Luca. Ah, sorry that was that too sudden. Come in. You were really good back there. I was impressed. You're in the wrong place if you wish to exchange praises, young master. Eilei Karthika, looks like it'll be really hard to become your friend. With just his aura, I can tell that he's the son of the famous noble household, Karthika. Logically speaking, there is no need for me to be so aggressive to someone from a noble household. Let's see, I guess you can chalk it up to envy, but let's just say that I'm tired for now. Here. I came to give you this. It'll decrease your sensitivity so that you can rest better. I don't need it. You won't be able to train well tomorrow if you don't get a good rest. You should be well aware that mental fortitude can't carry you through everything. It's different from those knockoffs made in the streets. You were pretty good too, Eilei. I just copied you. I have a mechanical eye for combat, so it's not hard to calculate trajectory. Your actions were much more impressive since you pulled it off with just your instincts. It seemed like the commander took notice of you, an irregular, too. I assume that's why he's gifting you a mechanical eye out of his own po. I just tried really hard throughout the training. Nobility is excellent while the lower class is powerless, after all. I can't let go of a rare opportunity like this as a lower class citizen. Nobility is excellence / You may have passed the selection process, but you know there are guys who failed it, don't you? I bet there are people who paid mu omicron nu epsilon upsilon to manipulate the results. That's possible. There is no proof, but it's something I strongly believe. Those like you without any support system have never failed the advanced soldier cultivation process, because it means that you guys made it here with just your skill. I didn't expect to hear a noble tell me that not all nobles are excellent. I never considered this. What does this guy want to tell me? Luca, I think people like you are the ones who should succeed. I'll be cheering you on. I plan on it. This is all, for the Empire. This story follows the chronicles of a boy being raised as a military weapon. In the tyrannical empire, Acretia. You managed to shoot all the targets square in the head. I guess the top student really is of a different breed. Are you already getting used to the right eye you got transplanted? Isn't it unfair that you're this good with a gun when you specialize in close combat? It's only natural that members of the guards are good with all types of weapons. Also, I don't want to hear this from someone who managed to shoot every shot through the same hole. My specialty just happens to be with guns. If you continue being so nonchalant, I'll eventually surpass you. I'll welcome it if that happens. Just like I said before, I'm always rooting for you. The Empire needs people like you. The value of ability and talent is being diluted in the Empire. As long as one has status and power, even the powerless can become / talented. However, if more naturally talented irregulars like you start to appear, don't you think folks will soon be able to tell between those who are talented and aren't? Hot, Eilei. That sounds like you're criticizing the Empire's system, you know. If I were to report exactly what you said to headquarters, you won't be able to get away with it, even if you're a Karthika. If you were really going to do that, you wouldn't have told me that in the first place. I'm already aware that you're a good person. Thanks for worrying about me, Luca. So annoying. 2 years into training, third quarter. Luca and Ailey will act as platoon leaders in this training. If any trainee has an issue with that, stand up and leave. Then, I'll continue with what I was saying. Across the gorge, there is a Korite outpost illegally stationed in our territories. This training is to test your ability in the field. There is no need for prisoners, so kill them all. It's our first real mission. What, are you nervous? You've already killed people during training. But this is the first time we're facing an outside force. The Baladian Federation, the Holy Korite Alliance, and even the Accretion Empire all have planet Earth's humanity as ancestors. There's no need to get lost in your emotions, Ailey. Do you think anyone here thinks the senior guards are here to protect us? Full-body mechanical armor legion. I'm sure they're here to supervise us. They might even kill us if we try taking anyone as a prisoner. I agree that the idiots who aren't aware of their places do not belong in the Imperial Guard. On planet Novus, other forces are just bugs to the Empire. We learned this. Everyone there uses and deceives the Empire for their own gains. I know. That's what we were taught. Looks like none of the Korans are armed. This training should end without problem. Mom. A child. He's so scared he can't even move. A non-combatant with no resistance, if only I had a gun. Damn it. There is no need for prisoners, so kill them all. Don't hesitate. They're only insects who sap up the Empire's supplies. Pretend like you're dead. You might be able to live then. I shouldn't do this. If the headquarters ever obtain knowledge of my actions, I don't know what will happen to me. Should I go back and take care of him? Ailey. Since when was he there? Was he watching everything? Calm down. Ailey won't report my hesitation. However, if any of the other trainees saw, then I need to keep an eye on Ailey. Ailey. To hell, you accretions. Did he cause the explosion just now? If he can cause an explosion without weapons, then force. There was a force user. This isn't a base. It's a settlement. The people you killed were just doing their best to live. Did the captain know about this? If he told us this information in advance, Ailey could've. Luca, I let my guard down. I have no excuses, ha. I'll take care of him, so go get some rest. My hesitation caused this problem. I've learned countless times on how to deal with a force user. I'll do whatever it takes to make up for my mistake. I'll take care of him. Everyone else, disperse and take over the base. Where do you think you're going, you bastards? It looks like he's acting as bait to buy time for his allies to get away. In order for one to use force, the user needs to perform a preparatory action, In this case, his would be hand signs. As long as I can see a disruption in space, I can react to the explosions. I'd prefer a battle of attrition, but there's no other choice. Even if my body will collapse first if I continue maintaining a high-speed maneuver. I need to attack while I'm in this state. Faster. I got him. Ha! Death. How? You're just a child. Oh. If he went through with his attack, I would have died. Korite is made up of fanatics that are beyond human comprehension, so why did he fail to kill me? Move. Do not let your emotions consume you during battle. This is all for the Empire. To kill those who threaten the safety of the Emperor and the people of the Empire is the reason for the Imperial Guard's existence. Nothing else. Accretion Hospital Recovery Room. Luca, how does it feel to almost die? Speak for yourself, Ailey. It was you who almost died. Haha. I got new arms and legs this time. How many did you change? My back was destroyed, so I got titanium bones and artificial skin. I'm going to end up with a completely new body in a couple of years anyways, so might as well get them a little early. The boss probably knew that there's a force user, right? The reason why we didn't hear anything about it was a test. Seeing how our seniors didn't step up to help, they probably figured we could handle it. Nobody was killed in action anyway. Isn't that weird though? Me and the other cadet who got blasted with the force attack head-on survived. That's a little too odd to say it was all a coincidence. Maybe, that force user didn't intend to kill us from the start. You, we're just a kid. I'm already a warrior. A soldier. Letting me live was a mistake on his part. That pathetic mercy is the reason why the Corrine will continue to die out. Regret as you watch your comrades continue to die from hell. Luca, why did you close the eyes of that Corrine girl? Can you tell me why? You talk too much. Did you get a new tongue too? That was a mistake. It'll never happen again. With this, you've completed 2 out of 4 years of your Imperial Guard training. There are now batches younger than you, so be a model to those new recruits. Especially you two, Luca and Ailey, as the top one in the top 2. You two can aim to be a centurion as well. Keep at it for the glory of the Emperor and his citizens. Yes, sir. A centurion. The Imperial Guard is organized quite simply. 1,000 there are 1,000 guardsmen, consisting of 10 sentries, all commanded by a chief centurion. The commander of the guards, the chief centurion, is also the centurion of the first century. That's all. Continue your training. And cadets like me, after finishing a full body mechanization, are assigned to the lowest ranking century, the 10th century. And if I become the centurion of the 10th century, I can make it big. Islay, he got stronger with his new arm. But... Huh. That makes 124 rounds and 124 wins, Islay. I thought I'd finally win this time. If getting new parts was all there is to getting stronger, what use is training? Looks like you became even more rigid after that speech. The Centurion thing seems to have impacted you a lot. Of course. If I have experience serving as an Imperial Guard, I'd be welcomed anywhere. You're already in a position where your birth no longer matters. Why don't you relax a little? Unlike you, I have no place to return to. I have to keep climbing, or it's over. Islay, you have talent, but you lack drive. Why do you want to become a guardsman anyway? Does it look to you that way, too? I wanted to be a scholar, an archaeologist. To study the ancient arcane civilization. Then why don't you if you want to? It's banned in the Empire for an individual to study the arcane civilization. Besides, my house has already produced multiple generals. They'd never allow me to do anything else. Are you saying you're sad because you can't do what you want? You're spoiled. There are countless people in the slums who aren't guaranteed to live another day. Plenty are even thankful just to have something to eat. I thought you'd say that. I just told you, my friend, a secret of mine, Luca. Someone may interpret what you said as a criticism of the Empire. You'll be ruined if someone reports it. But you won't do that. Just like how I kept your secret. I just hesitated because my opponent was a non-combatant. Even if it wasn't for you, I would have gone back for the kill. I'm loyal to the Empire and the Emperor for seeing my talents. The enemies of the Empire are my enemies. You're not an exception to that, Islay. Liar. If your allegiance to the Empire truly surpassed simple loyalty, you would have already tried to kill me. Don't push yourself too hard, Luca. Idiot, you'll die if you keep that up. Third-year training mission Reconnaissance uninhabited neutral zone. This is an arcane site. There is an energy response, despite it being millions of years old. Isn't this cool, Luca? There were civilizations that explored the stars before we humans even existed. I've drawn a line, but he doesn't hesitate to cross them. Don't get careless, Islay. This reconnaissance mission is part of our training. If we meet another force while we're out here, it's going to be a fight. Even if we can't beat them, I'm sure someone from the guards will help us. The present exists because of the past, and that record allows us to predict the future. If you think of it that way, it makes sense that so many people are interested in history. Accretion Imperial Guard trainee Claude Ramonis. Claude. His family's not as big as the Karthikas, but he still comes from a respected family. Can I ask you one thing, Luca? I think I like you. Are you seeing anyone? If you come any closer, I'll consider you a threat. You don't need to be so scared. If you weren't seeing anyone, I was going to introduce you to my little sister. I'm from an orphanage. Whether you're from an orphanage or from nobility, you're likely to end up as my superior. Think about it. My sister is pretty cute. You're popular, Luca. Shut up. A biological response. Islay's group will take cover and provide support from the rear. Claude and I will stay in front. There's something up ahead. Damn it. That's a Korite paladin. Ho. Run. Claw dash. Clawed. I was gonna introduce my younger sister to you if you didn't have any woman in mind. I thought I saw the spear glow, but Claude's upper body is gone. Error work, damn mechanic eye. Arrow calculate the trajectory of the spear no matter what. Luca. Get it together. Don't just stand there. Fight and stall time. Ilay. No, he's right that even if I try to run, I won't be able to escape this situation. Phew, then there's only one to tackle it. It's to fight until the Imperial Guard gets here. If we hold on for just a dozen or so seconds, I'm sure the Imperial Guard member that was watching will get here. No. It's not backslash, just backslash a dozen or so seconds. Even that is too much. Death backslash, am I going to die? There is no way I can survive a fight against that monster for a dozen seconds. Trainee. You look like a dig that has realized it's going to be mauled in a slaughterhouse. Turn your back on the enemy and all you will receive is a bee to your head. If the enemy swings their blade, then do the same. We do not need weaklings in the Imperial Guard. Before he begins moving, I'll attack him first. Luca. I can't use my hand anymore, but I managed to block the spear. I need to prepare for the next attack. Ilay. He wasn't going for me. Huff. I'm saved. An Imperial Guard wearing the weapon of the Empire, Legion a holy knight of Korite who uses the Force. Which side is stronger? They're so fast that I can't even track their weapons with my eyes. This is the battle of an Imperial Guard. Please, the Imperial Guard needs to win. At that moment, a thought passed through Luca's mind. The Imperial Guard, who has no idea about the speed and power of the spear he had experienced, will likely be unable to react to it. Shit. If the Imperial Guard dies, so will I. I need to do something. Please. Miss. Who survived? What just happened? Hoofa huff. If the Korite Knight survived, I have no way of. Please. 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 Good work, trainee. I was able to take down the knight thanks to you. Did you receive a wound on your abdomen? I was hurt when I tried to dodge his force slash. I will assist you. Let's return to the base. Legion, the full-body mechanical armor the Empire bestows upon their Imperial Guards. By removing all feeble parts of the body unnecessary for combat, it is an item that allows one to become the ultimate weapon. Every trainee dreams of receiving a Legion, as it is the testament of an Imperial Guard. However, You're alive, but do not have a brain. Are you a machine or are you human? My brain is gone. Shit. I've been striving to become a monster like this, all this time. It's cold, my body won't stop shaking from before, can I survive until help arrives? This is the last sight of my life. Luca, are you still alive? Ailey, you survived, not in the best condition, but what about the others? Besides us, all dead. How bad are your wounds? I'm going to die soon. Ailey. What do you plan on doing now? Look ahead, the life you've wanted all this time is in front of your eyes. Isn't that the direction of Corite and Bellato? Yeah, what you wish for can't be found in the Empire. I'm alright, so if you want to, go. Reinforcements will arrive soon, once we meet them, we'll have to return to the Empire, so go, Ailey. You come from a background with guaranteed wealth and fame along with the ability to back it up. Any citizen of the Empire would be jealous of you. I can't understand you, Ailey. But when you were talking about your dreams, it was the brightest I'd ever seen you shine. So, I hope you live how you want, with my heart. What are you doing, idiot? Seeing you act like that has made me worried that you might actually die. There's no way I'll be able to live on guilt-free if you die like this. Sigh. What, an idiot. Starship Respassing Cybernetically. Are you looking at new parts? I would recommend the F-24 Reyes model. Its adaptation period is short, so you'll be back on the field sooner. And it should be much better than what you're using now. Quapka. Ailey, stop coming out of nowhere like that. Did that surprise you? My bad. After returning to the Empire and completing my treatment, I was called to different departments for investigation. They wanted to talk to me about the case where 3 cadets and an Imperial Guard member were killed, the Corran Paladin encounter incident. Was what I thought they wanted to investigate further, but I was called for other reasons. By the way, did you hear? It seems like an artifact was found at the site we went to. There are plenty of arguments as to who has ownership over it. I knew it. That floating cube is the reason behind all of this. So, who's collecting it? I heard they are making a retrieval team that only has specialists for such purposes. If the Holy Alliance refuses to give up the historic site and artifact, it's likely that a huge war will occur. If the Empire were to go to battle against the Korra, Raisai the Bellato would profit just by watching us fight. That's why so many smaller-scale battles were taking place where we could tolerate the losses. I'm not interested in politics. I just want to take orders and fight. That's what a member of the Imperial Guard is supposed to do. The Imperial Guard. When I was reporting about one of the members who got his head blown off, the captain summarized it like this: a phantom phenomenon caused by residual signals. Was it really just a residual signal, like the captain said? No, he reacted to my words even after he died. That was no phantom phenomenon. There were still questions I had that were left unanswered. However, I wasn't stupid enough to look into information, Starship Respas that headquarters refuses to answer. There is an extravagant location within the training facilities of the cadets that doesn't fit. The visiting room. It's created for cadets to meet with friends and family. Since I was from a nursery school, I thought I would never come here. So naturally, I didn't expect anyone to be looking for me either, but... Lillian Ramones. Why is Claude's sister here to see me? Don't tell me, is she trying to question me about Claude's death since I was the leader at that time? If you think I'm here to express my hatred towards you, then don't worry. The moment my brother became a member of the Imperial Guard, our family was expecting this news to come eventually. I'm here today to see you, Luca. My brother talked a lot about you. That you were a talented friend amongst the other cadets. He asked if I was interested in meeting with you. I'm sure you've heard where I came from. I personally prefer that. There's fewer formalities that we need to go through because of it. It almost seems like you're interested in meeting me though. Are you opposed to it? I don't know anything about you, Lillian. Why can't we start to get to know each other better? Why me? Is the fact that my dead brother asked for it not a good reason for you? I believe you have much to benefit from this. Plenty of people would be jealous of you. Yeah, it's an offer I have no reason to refuse. Someone like me getting the opportunity to marry a woman with such a good background is a golden chance. I did everything up to this point to succeed in life. If I can get married with a noble woman, getting closer to my goal, there's nothing better that could happen. However, this chance almost seems too easy. That's why, I feel more reluctant. I'll have to refuse. What? Then, goodbye. I used to think that Ailey, who was from a good background, was stupid for trying to escape from the Empire. However, I never would have thought that I would be dumb enough to make a decision based on a feeling. I'm sure Lillian will take this as an insult as a noble. I hope that nothing tiring will occur from this. I must have rushed, Luca. Let's start with being friends. That's not what I meant. I'll come again soon, see you then. Looks like she'll be hard to get rid of. Acretia Physical Training Room. I never thought you would come to me, haha. Acretian Imperial Guard's fighting instructor Kinuan. Well, here I am. I want to learn from you, instructor. If it's fighting, there's nothing that I can teach you. You're already skilled as is. No matter how many cadets I try to remember, there are only a few that surpass your skills. That means there are still people who are stronger than me. I'm not satisfied with being the best amongst the cadets. There's no need to rush yourself, the cadet's fighting instructor, Kinuan. Although he's strong, he's not domineering like the other instructors. Unlike the other instructors and guards, he uses a low-power everyday augment. Comparing it to the new augment I just got, I should be 10 times stronger. The only thing that I have a disadvantage in, is the fact that since I don't have a full body augmentation, I am much weaker. If I can't win against an opponent like him, I won't stand a chance against someone as strong as the Corran Paladin. Thank you for this opportunity. Well, you haven't left me with any other choice. Bring it on. Did you want to test out your new augment? He might be a retired Imperial Guard, but I knew he wouldn't even flinch facing an attack like this. I'll simply jump on him to close the distance. And finish things quickly with this strike. It's my win. Huh? Why am I in the air? Like hell I'd let this stop me. What the fuck is going on? Not only have you failed to gauge the strength of your opponent, but you dare let your mind be distracted by something else during our fight? Why are you in such a rush, Laura? Why are you in such a hurry, Luca? What just happened? From my angle, my first attack should have struck Kinyuan in the chin. However, as soon as Kinyuan touched my arm, my body staggered, as if I had lost control. No, to be exa, the kinetic energy I sent to Kinyuan was transferred back and shook my body. What was that just now? It's a self-defense method of mine. Could I maybe learn? Even after seeing me like this? There is always a price to shortcuts. Luca, what did you learn from that battle just now? It felt like I had just been charmed. My body moved on its own, and it was out of my control. Archi's Victima. It's typically called the Archi's combat method. Isn't that the name of what typical thugs use? What you just showed me now was so impressive, it could be considered being implemented in the military standard. They did consider it, but there are 3 glaring problems to Archi's Vict. That it's hard to learn. I see you're as smart as they say, Luca. What are the others? That brain problem you're experiencing must be one of the side effects. Correct. As for the last reason, you currently cannot know. If I can get stronger, I am more than willing to take on such risks. That is not for you to decide. You're already an asset of the Empire. Do you know how much money has been poured into you? I then answer me. Training the Archi's combat method inevitably causes problems in the brain. Can you swear to me that you'll stop using it then? He'll know, even if I lie. I can't swear by it, but I will try my best not to use it. I like your honesty. From now on, always anticipate an attack from me. That way, you'll be ready for any situation. That means... Get up. I like fast learners. Luca, are you getting your sleep? I've just been busy. It's been a month since I started sparring with Kinyuan daily. If you don't have the eyes to learn it from watching, then you won't get it, even if I tell you. He didn't particularly teach me anything. Kinyuan wanted me to observe and learn on my own. The Archi's combat method was vastly different from what I had learned. Most combat methods focus on learning a specific skill and honing it. The Archi's combat method seeks to make the most out of the skills I have. As in, it's a superior combat algorithm that uses all the weapons in my arsenal to create the most efficient fighting method in seconds. It's a way of utilizing the mind. Ailey, how was your mission? Boring. It was to get rid of a malfunctioning android. All the recent missions I've been receiving have been like this. It's child's play. Korite must be being careful because of that incident last time. Isn't that why the Chief Centurion hasn't been around? No, that's not it. That I've heard some stuff from my family. If the Chief Centurion has to step in, isn't it at least a rebellion? Yeah. I don't have the details, but a group of people plotted a rebellion. We're at war with the Korite Alliance, and now some idiot wants to start a civil war. How stupid. But if you just disregard these problems as stupidity, you'll rot from the inside. I warned you, Ilai. I can overlook you wanting to leave the Empire, but if you wish to be an enemy, I can't leave you be. I also passed the aptitude test for being an Imperial Guard. I just thought the notion would be important for the Empire. Calm down, Luca. Don't make statements that could incite suspicion. I don't want to see your name on the rebel list. I know. I'm only saying this in front of you. Lighten up, Luca. I'll treat you to some food this weekend, okay? I already have plans. And don't talk to me. You're irritating. Plans? Is it with a girl? Aren't I going to leave? Acretia Lower Sector, hasn't it been a while? It's a familiar place for the two of us who are from the slums. The day I became a trainee, I thought I'd never need to come to the lower sector again. I didn't want to breathe in the same air as these idiots. Well, you are the T-Upsilon-Rho Epsilon to climb high. I didn't expect him to bring me here when he told me to make plans. Hey, get out of my way. You were standing there, idiot. The air of the lower sector is foul. The city is powered by thermal energy from the magma that lies under the city, and all the unfiltered waste and heat is released into the lower sector. In my younger days, back when I was breathing in this air all the time, I felt like I needed to get out, or I'd stay a loser my whole life. Shit. This way, Luca. Is this a black market? First time. There were quite a few kids that never came back after visiting this place out of curiosity. Instructor Kinyuan is really knowledgeable when it comes to the lower sector's layout. Someone who's been an Imperial Guard for decades knows this place better than I do. The instructor ordered me to use prosthetic arms and legs with low energy output in this trip. What is he planning? Get ready, Luca. Halt. The spectator entrance is that way. I need to talk to the supervisor of this establishment. Do you know our boss, Aleph? Not really, that I just wanted to see him. You a crazy ass fuck. Huh. Don't move. Ugh. You seem to understand the situation now. Could you bring Aleph for us right this instant? What would you have done if I wasn't fast enough? Staff only, well, I would have searched for another way then. Anyway, what is this place? The hottest place in the whole empire. What? The Coliseum. Put this guy in the match. I don't need a cut, and it's all fine if he dies fighting. So this is why he told me to come with a low output body. You seem to be a little confused. We didn't let you in because we wanted to grant your wish. We called you to a place where it's easy to dispose of a corpse. That is a bluff. If he had no intention of hearing us out, he would have already shot us. There are 3 directly in front aiming at us. And 2 other armed gang members outside the room. What I need to do first is Simulation over. What happened to the previous owner? You know Tora. He died. He got caught rigging matches. You killed Tora and took over the coliseum. It's quite a profitable business. We were old friends, but I don't intend to fault you. He also killed the guy before him to get to that position. It's a natural occurrence in these streets. Hey, how the hell do you know all this? Aleph, I'd calm down. If you don't want to end up next to Tora again. Shit. So all I need to do is put that brat into a match. His arms and legs aren't made of combat models, and his body is still organic. He'd be crushed to a bloody pulp within a second. Well, I could put him into a match, but don't you think it's only fair if you offer something as well? I know where Tora kept his safe. You have his eye, don't you? Just how much do you know? I'm getting quite curious about your identity now. I'm just a spirit of the past you need not worry about. If you want to spectate, I can get you the VIP seat. I'll get them to bring up good booze and girls, just the booze is fine. Also, this kid doesn't need any special treatment. Pair him up with your best guy. I have so much to learn from Kinyuan. He took control of the situation without moving a muscle. He has what I lack. Coliseum waiting room. It's in 2 hours, so get warmed up. Just what is in Tora's safe? Aleph's attitude changed instantly. Layla, it's his hidden treasure that's enough to change Aleph's life. What did you intend to do if a fight broke out? Ah, that must be what you wanted to know. I'll explain after you win. This is your opponent. Gabriel, the Steel Fist. The Coliseum is bustling with idiots who use illegal mods at the cost of their lifespan. He is likely the type of guy who doesn't worry about his future as well. He really modded without thinking. You might die from a single hit with your current body. Remember what I'm about to tell you. It's the fundamental of the Archi's combat method. What is it? Be satisfied with what you have. I learned that to be satisfied is to lose. Water does not lose. It merely changes its form. You have real potential. I've been watching you ever since you deflected a bullet without a ballistic predictor. I was quite surprised when you asked me to teach you. As a man with talent, you came to the right person. You're giving me unfounded praise. Of course. This could be the last time I see you. He dares to challenge the Steel Fist, Gabriel, on his first match. Will the boy be able to go home today? A brat still sucking his mother's teats. His name is Good Boy. What a shitty name. Who let that fucking idiot in here? Are you trying to kill yourself or something? I don't mind a slaughter show. I'm hyped up. A human's dark desire to see the flesh and gore of others. That sort of desire is pushing me into the ring. They must really want to see my limbs torn off and face mutilated. Not bad. In fact, it's good. I can sense that I'm finally back home. How have you been, you fucking losers? I don't remember ever being full as a kid. An official of the Empire would stop by twice a month to send us supplies, but the principal of the orphanage always sold more than half of them to fill his own pockets. Therefore, to the kids in the orphanage, starvation was something natural. Even when I was starving, I never stopped training. I read every book that was filled with dust from disuse, and lifted rusty chunks of iron to strengthen my muscles. Luca, are you dumb? Why are you wasting your strength? You're just going to make yourself hungrier. Because I can get more with my power if I'm hungry. The strong eat the weak. I understood the laws of this world quite well. It's natural for the strong to be full and the weak to starve. Fuck you. You're a double-digit kid just like us. If you really were born different, you would have been placed in a single-digit orphanage. At the end of the day, you're just a member of the lower floors. I did not need to listen to the cries of losers. At the age of 12 I received the second aptitude test and got my name on the list of potential Imperial Guard trainees. At 15 I officially became an Imperial Guard trainee. Do you understand? You guys can't even begin to fathom the life I live. I hope we never meet again, losers. So for a large majority of my time as a trainee, I forgot about this place. I thought I'd never have to return. Gabriel. Gabriel. I got matched up with a fucking brat like this. Olive must have smoked some nasty shit today. I don't care as long as I get paid. Gabriel, the steel fist. Not only do all his limbs come from different manufacturers, he has disregarded any symmetry and balance. His spine is curved from the load of his modifications, and the parts of his flesh that are in contact with the metal suffer from constant inflammation. He probably can't sleep without painkillers. However, he is powerful. The hell are you looking at, brat? It is a body modified for the sole purpose of being stronger. Your face isn't too bad. How about you serve me at night? I guess you will need a servant from now on. After all, you're going to become crippled today. I'll bash you into the ground until you're begging to be my servant. Now, the miniature version of the kill or be killed world begins. Will he be crushed? Or will he triumph? The slaughter show starts now. His body is modified solely for combat, and I'm using non-combat parts. That means I'll die instantly if I get hit. The hell is that ticklish kick? With my normal parts, he'd have exploded like a fruit. The stadium is cramped, so I can't keep running away. All of his attacks are lethal, and mine do almost no damage. Even the audience isn't on my side. Brat, this isn't hide and seek. Fucking die already so we can see the next match. Split his fucking head, Gabriel. This is the situation I'm placed in. What did Kinyuan want from me when he brought me here? Remember what I'm about to tell you. It's the fundamental of the Archi's combat method. What is it? Be satisfied with what you have. Be satisfied with what you have. Wishing for something I don't have right now won't solve anything. Praying won't make a gun drop from the sky. No matter how little I have, I need to fight with it. Kinyuan took my limbs from me, but he allowed me to keep my eyes. That means he doesn't expect me to overpower Gabriel with sheer strength. Archi's combat is about using what one has to its full potential. Gabriel's fists are like destructive cannons. The small tremors in his shoulder are the trigger, the direction of his gaze is the barrel, and the length of his arm is the range. It's quite slow to prepare compared to a real gun, and its trajectory is obvious. Genius. Luca, you have already experienced Akri's combat with your own talent. Show me your potential. Ugh. How are you losing to a kid, Gabriel? Just kill him, dumbass. My concentration is better than ever. It is so good that I can fully predict his attacks. Could I even do that right now? Huh. Haha. I'm getting excited. So, this is how Kinyuan was observing me. I don't know what sorcery you've used. But your feeble attacks don't work on me. You think my attacks won't work, don't you? If I lack pure power, I just need to make up for it with something else. Yeah. You guys can stay there waiting for my demise forever. I'll just climb higher until your words can't even reach me. If this was a battleground with many variables, would not have been able to concentrate as much. It's because this is a controlled environment that I was able to concentrate well enough to predict their moves. Now, I have no choice but to admit that Kinyuan is a great teacher. Nice work, good boy. Welcome to your induction into Archie's Victima. I realize that accepting one situation doesn't mean to lose. Here, take this. Credit chips. Am I getting the payout for the fight? Of course not. It's Gabriel's hospital bills. Go give it to him. It's not a bad idea to show generosity as long as it doesn't make you a fool. I want to be a soldier and warrior, not a good Samaritan. You're quite naive regarding interpersonal relationships, Luca. The kindness I'm talking about is not charity, but an investment. You build it up for the future when you can make good use of it. Today, I reaped my investments in Torah. Do not forget that creating an advantageous environment for oneself is the mark of a good soldier. I was deeply mistaken with regard to Kinyuan. I thought he was teaching me because he was impressed by my talent and felt a connection since we both came from the gutters. I undoubtedly misjudged him. One day, Kinyuan will definitely seek to reap what he has invested in me, in a way I cannot refuse. The possible signal wavelengths are too short to be compatible with your cybernetic body. Your current body draws so much power that it'll inevitably cause small problems or freeze up. I recommend using Zionic Corp's Hyper Lindell No. 9 instead. That's the newest model. How am I going to afford it? You're trying to rip me off, aren't you? Everyone else seems to walk around fine with Garbo tech. Those people did not undergo as heavy modifications as you. If you had at least considered compatibility, an older model would have sufficed. I was poor back then, so I just slapped on whatever I could get. Then I will buy your current limbs and attach new ones according to your budget. At least use combat models. That's not possible. With the money you have, you can only afford used goods for casual use models. Shit. Do you know how much I spent on these mods? How are you doing, Gabriel? Nice to see you looking as energetic as ever. Good boy. You motherfucker, I'll kill you. I'll make sure you die at all costs. I warned you before the fight. I said I was going to cripple you. Ugh. Oh, whoops. Creating an advantageous environment for oneself is the mark of a good soldier. I taunted him instinctively. You. That Hyper Lindell No. 9 you mentioned. Would this amount be sufficient for it? Yes, it would be enough. The hell do you think you're doing? Can't you see? I'm paying your bills. Why are you paying my bills? Felt like it. Good boy really isn't just a stage name, huh? Mercy of the victor, huh? Good boy, what's your real name? It's Luca. If you ever need my help, just ask. I'll repay this debt, Luca. Well, this isn't that bad of a feeling either. Acretia Physical Training Grounds. Did you learn the Archies combat method from Instructor Kinyuan? Yeah. Isn't that what thugs use? Stuff like holding glass shards between your fingers, or chucking dirt at the enemy's eyes. I know it's hard to believe, but Kinyuan told me that's what it is. I can't dream of beating you in hand-to-hand combat anymore, but you're the only trainee who can still put up a fight. The experience in the coliseum was enough to shake the foundations of my idea of combat. It's as if all the techniques I've practiced till now have been condensed into a single drop of knowledge. Luca looks rather happy today. Luca, if you aren't busy, mind helping me out? Sure. Acretia Imperial Guard Trainee Barracks Visiting Room. Ilai, sorry, Luca, our family has always been on good terms with the Reconnaissance family, so I couldn't refuse. I believe I've applied to visit a number of times now. Why have you been avoiding me? It's because I'm not interested. I hoped that you'd see that as my way of refusing. Luca, you could put things a little more nicely. Ilai, shut up. This situation alone pisses me off. What do you hate so much about me? I have no time to meet a W Omicron Mu Alpha Nu. Unlike you, someone like me who's from an orphanage has no way of climbing back up once I lose my footing. Then, wouldn't it benefit you to get closer to me? I don't think you understand, Lilian Reconnaissance. If I were to rely on your power as a noble, it would also mean I could lose everything at your whim. I intend to climb up with my own abilities. Isn't it strange to claim that you don't want to rely on nobles despite being so close to Ilai? The atmosphere is so tense. I interact with Ilai because he's a friend and someone I can entrust my life to when in combat and not because he's from the Karthika family. So you do not intend to give me a single chance. Unfortunately, so I hope you won't visit me again. Luca. You don't need to be harsh. If I wasn't so harsh, she would have clung on. You're not wrong about that, but, why do you dislike Lilian so strongly? You could meet up a few times. Because I can't tell why Lilian Reconnaissance likes me. She's approaching a nobody like me just because Claude, who's dead, said good things about me. She must be scheming something. In other words, you're scared because you don't know why. If you take things slow, I'm sure you'll. Ilai, you like that girl, don't you? What gave you that idea? I could tell from your gaze, breathes, and how panicked you were just now. Archies Victima lets me see all sorts of things now. Anyways, I'm not interested. If you like her, cut the bullshit and shoot your own shot. That's impossible for me, Luca. This training is on meditation. I need to remain calm regardless of the situation. Instructor, could you tell me how you would resolve the fight that broke out in the gang's office? I did say I'd tell you if you won. Back then, armed thugs were waiting inside and outside the office. I don't see a way to get out of that situation unscathed without a weapon. What would Instructor Kinyuan have done? I would have ducked under the table when the fight started. Aleph and his thugs all have guns. If your first move is to hide, you'd lose any chance to attack. I know you'd take that opportunity to take them down even if it meant taking a few bullets. What if I wasn't there, decided to run away, or hide? You were planning to take Aleph as hostage and take his gun, weren't you? You've been trained to maximize your aggressiveness that I know you have already imagined how you'd take them down. However, if you did take him hostage, you'd just get shot together. Down there, it's not weird for gang bosses to change. All you would have done was give them an excuse to kill their boss. Of course, once you became the target of those guns, I'd have taken them down, and escaped with you through a secret passage. Not only did he predict my actions, he even had a secret escape route in mind. I can't even fathom his scope of consideration now. In a language no longer spoken, Archizminskin eyes. Archis Victima uses all possible resources of the brain, to amplify insight that remember that. So the problem with your brain was a side effect of pushing your brain to the limits. Doesn't that mean, if I equip the Legion I won't be able to use Archis Victima? You really are sharp. I thought you'd take a couple more months to figure that out. I will be bestowed a Legion once I become an Imperial Guard. No one can constantly wear Legion, the full-body mechanical armor created with the best technology of the Empire. It is a cybernetic that utilizes high-bandwidth memory signals, so on top of CPUs that provide assistance, all resources in the brain are needed to use it. That means there won't be extra resources to spend on Archis Victima with the Legion on. Kinyuan hid this from me knowing how I'd react. If I knew it can't be used with the Legion, I'd never have learned it. It's my fault for being dull. So, is this how it ends? Thank you for your teachings, Instructor Kinyuan. Come back when you change your mind, Luca. Shit. It has been 3 months. I've been quite busy, so I haven't had a chance to meet the trainees. Acretia Imperial Guard Chief Centurion Hylas Castoria. It must be because of the rebellion, like Ailey said. Luca, how have you been doing? I've been training on my own as I have not been assigned to a mission for a while. You won't receive any proper missions for a while. You're already good enough to act as a real force for us. Thank you, Chief Centurion. Oh, I heard you've been interacting with Instructor Kinyuan quite often. So this is why he called me. The higher-ups have probably figured everything out. From my visit to the lower sector's black market, to my participation in the coliseum. You're training to use Archis Victima under Kinyuan, aren't you? Not anymore. Let me guess that you were the one who quit, right? How did you? Since Archis Victima cannot be used with the Legion, I felt it is meaningless for someone in the Imperial Guard. So you figured that out already, huh? Those who lack talent are thrown out by Kinyuan, and those with talent soon realize they have no reason to learn it. That is why Kinyuan is the sole user of Archis Victima in the Imperial Guard. Do you want me to continue learning Archis Victima? To be exact, I want you to continue to be on good terms with Kinyuan. For that purpose you should continue to learn Archis Victima. This is an order. Is the Chief Centurion wary of Instructor Kinyuan? Why is he on such high alert against a soldier who has retired from combat? I can't ask questions. My life may be put at risk if I know the details. Understood that I will continue to learn Archie's Victima. Luca, keep in mind that I'm watching you closely. You're the type to climb high. I didn't expect you to return so quickly. Well, I told you to come back anytime, so I won't ask any more questions. Thank you, instructor. I thought he wouldn't teach me again, he agreed quite easily. Why are we in the lower sector today? Do kids these days still like such things? When I was younger, I used to spend my time staring at these here. Owner, search for yourself if you're looking for something that I haven't got a clue about toys. Give me all the toys here that you deliver, don't you? Everything. Why is he buying all those toys? Isn't this an orphanage? Lower sector 47th orphanage. Put the box down in the inner field, then take a break. Understood. Hey, Luca. You called me for something like this? Do I look like a bellboy to you? You did say I could ask you for help. They wouldn't deliver the toys here, so you were a big help. No, I meant for you to call me for something grander, something bigger. Like, maybe, a fight against another gang. I don't need your help in a fight, stupid. That may be true, but his new spinal implant has improved his body's balance quite a bit. Seems like the money didn't go to waste. Although, Luca, just who is that man? If he's so infamous that even Aleph couldn't stand up to him, I should have heard of him. If I were you, I'd keep my nose out unless I want to lose my head. This is probably the orphanage Kinyuan grew up in. He's doing charity just because he made it out. Thank you, handsome bro. Ugly guy. These kids are really mean for their age. Hey. Let go, this is mine. I picked it first. Yeah, conquer with power. Nothing is fair, so strengthen yourself if there's something you want. This world isn't bountiful enough for everyone to be happy. Luca. Let's talk. I stop by the lower sector from time to time. The pay can't be high, so looking at how chubby the principal of the orphanage is, he's doing a good job of smuggling the supplies out. Did you grow up here? I've long forgotten such things. I just stop by a nearby orphanage occasionally. I might have even visited the one you grew up in. This site makes Kinyuan look like any ordinary retired soldier. An old soldier without his former glory, with a nervous system that has broken down, because it was unable to withstand the overload, causing damage to his brain. That may be me in the future. Of course, I'd be lucky to live till then. Let's get to the point. Who ordered you to come back to me? Was it Captain Hylas?